We're gonna move to a little bit to the future, actually. What strings would you like to add to your bow if you had the opportunity? Any software you'd like to learn about in the future, Mohamed Raof? Start with you again.
Yeah, you all start with me. Software. We have enough software. We're working with everything.
I knew I would have this answer.
I don't know which software I didn't try yet. Really. Yeah.
It's not necessarily software. Software was more like an example, but for instance, maybe you would like to learn more about photography or any other field you wanna like to add. Not necessarily, of course. If it's another software like Unreal, for instance, if you don't know Unreal, you maybe would like to learn Unreal for the future.
Yeah, maybe I was always into map painting. It's something I didn't do before, or just I did it on a very small level, like not on big production. I wasn't interested in Unreal really that much, but maybe one day I should try it because I've seen what other artists can produce with it now. The thing with Unreal is with Megascan now, you've got a huge amount of assets you can use and just
that's unbelievable.
Drop in, and that's it. So
especially for you lighters, it's heaven.
Yeah, so it will make you more creative to think about new ideas. Now you don't need to be busy with just creating the asset itself and just spend tons and tons of hours just trying to create something and then you don't know what to do with it. But now you have all the assets that you can imagine. You can drop it all in one scene, do your composition, and now you can start directing whatever you want. So this is something really, really interesting for me that I want to jump in one day when I have free time. I will look into that.
Yeah. What about you, Alex? Any new strings you want to add to your bow?
Well, this is what I talked just about now is kind of future thing.
The screenplay.
Yeah. I hope that I could learn to do a bit of level design on a more professional level.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be more immersed into this world where I would kind of drive this game if it ever happens. So I would like to learn that. That's my currently I'm very interested into that. And apart from that, many other things. Like I would like to shoot movies and be involved more with photography, stuff like that. I mean, many things if you ask me. Just there is not enough hours in a day.
Yeah, there is not enough time.
But I would like that, yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I mean, I spent last 6 months learning I'm still learning how to write a story, to have a story arcs and everything.
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
And I'm reading this book about how to make a game.
Yeah.
And I'm learning lots of new things because the book is like kind of casually written, but it's talking about some interesting points, like how to not waste your time trying to prototype a game where you spend a lot of energy trying to make it look final, but instead of going through cycles of testing, what can you do? Which if I didn't read it, I wouldn't maybe think about it, but now I'm thinking about it and how can I test, how far can I go? It kind of makes you think. So then I need to learn how to marketing my game if I ever come to that stage.
Yeah, that's 40 between 40 and 50% of the game of anything now. I mean, marketing. I'm constantly thinking about possible marketing because how can I find an investor or anything? It's a slow process. Obviously, it takes time. Yeah, of course.
But I hope that I'm going to learn bits of that, and also have to learn how to, because I want to make a small demo. Whenever I have time, I'm going to have to learn how to program a little bit because so far I didn't program much. So I'm learning that as well, but very baby steps. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to hire someone at some point because I don't know. I know how visually I want to do it. I know how I want to make it in a way, but how to make it all work together, that's something that I'm gonna have to discover this or that way. We're gonna
Yeah.
see. It's kind of very uncharted territories for me, and that's also very exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really great. Would you guys like to see your career evolve within the industry, or you have other plans outside of it? I think
You want me to start now for a change instead of Mohammed?
Alex, go for it.
Let's make Mohammed happy.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Go to sleep, Mohammed.
Okay.
I had an idea to grow inside the industry. I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I never got a chance. But actually, that's a good thing because I could focus more on this stuff that we just discussed that I want to do more.
Yeah.
And if I'm involved in a more bigger level, like if I'm some kind of a supervisor or anything, I wouldn't have time to breathe. So, yes, I would like to push more in this to be creator rather than just one piece of the puzzle.
Mm.
I want to be more involved into driving more people, even if it means learning harder way how to deal with all of those people.
So more in pre-production, let's say.
Well, even production, I want to stay involved in this, if that ever happens, of course.
But would you like to see, sorry to interrupt, like a one-man band? Like you would like to be involved in every stages of a movie? Pre-production, production, post-production, or?
Well, if we do it for real, like in case of the game,
Yeah.
I would still like to be on the helm of it as a creator.
Yeah, for this case, yes.
Yes.
For sure, because you're doing it from scratch, so you're
Yeah.
involved in all
Yeah.
the stages, wherever you like it or not. If you wanna see your game, if you want one day to see the
Yeah.
game, then you.
But I would like to have. I wouldn't like to do everything by myself, and I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, but at least you supervise things. Not necessarily you are doing it by myself, but
Yeah.
by yourself. Sorry, but
Yeah.
you.
I wanna put my vision to everyone
Mm.
because I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could, have enough charisma to bring people. I'm gonna do my best.
Mm.
My cousin is happy to do concept arts for me.
Mm.
We'll see. Maybe if he's busy, I have to do it by myself. But I would like to put it to the stage where people, when see these concepts and story, they would be happy to join and share the same vision that I have at this point. But time will tell if I will succeed. But I would like to stay involved. Yeah, I would like to oversee it in a way. But I would like to give other people chance to shine as well.
Of course, yeah.
Because I don't want to. I don't see myself. I never saw myself like somebody who is like holding a whip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more like interested. If you see my vision and we get together, I'm happy that you give me your ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I wrote first drafts last summer, of this story, I gave it to 5 or 6 people, and I told them to tell me honestly what they think. Like even if it's not good, just tell me if it's not good. So nobody said it's not good. They had a couple of problems with some things, but that was good because I changed them. And now
it's good feedback.
Now it works even better. If everybody said like, "Oh, it's awesome," that doesn't mean anything,
Yeah, I mean, positive feedbacks like that never helps, in my opinion.
No.
You need constructive feedbacks.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not working because, or it's working because. I mean, you have to have an explanation.
Yeah. Well, I gave it to the people I kind of trust.
Yeah.
I know they would give me positive criticism. They would never just put a critic. Like they wouldn't hate it, for the sake of hating. But I really appreciated their feedback because my story always stayed the same. The beginning and the end have always been what they are, even now. But the middle changed and become more solid now, I think. There's lots of cool stuff that came out of positive criticism rather than... If I say, do it like that, I think it will be much weaker.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Mohamed Raof,
Yes, man.
should I repeat the question?
Don't sleep.
No, I mean, I'm on my second show now with DNEG, and I don't know what's in the future so far. From the beginning, like I decided I want to work in movies. I just started this. I always had the idea that if I'm not gonna make it to movies, I'm not gonna work for small studios anymore. It's either I'm gonna stay doing freelancing, having my online portfolio, keep publishing work, doing the things that I love, or just I get a chance to work in movies. Now I just got a chance to work in movies. I'm still in the very beginning. Of course, I have more dreams to achieve in this field, like being a supervisor one day, to be able to supervise the guys. Like now I'm still in the beginning. Like I'm now a TD still, but I'm looking forward to be more than this, start to be a lead and to be a supervisor, and maybe a senior supervisor, because I'm not into lighting only your environment only. It's just like
Yeah, I see.
I learned about everything in the beginning. I always like to link everything together. So, as I said, something still in the beginning, and I always do my best. Like I'm not challenging anyone specifically. I'm just challenging myself. Yeah. And, also, I hope one day this is something like we didn't speak didn't speak about with anyone. Just, maybe one day I could be able to do small movies, short movies, something like this, because movies is what got me into this from the beginning. Like the amount of time that you spend just to watch movies and the making and listening to the directors and the writers and everything. Like you feel that this is your life now. Like it's not about only working in CG, doing some cool stuff. No, it's just I feel like it has to be something more than this. Something like when you really get the chance to do your own thing. But this is something like I don't speak about with everyone, as I told you. But yeah, maybe one day I could be able to do something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I will ask you to do that.
Yeah, because it's good. I mean, it doesn't matter if we succeed or fail, but the most important thing is the process, right?
Yeah,
is the craft,
exactly.
is
Yeah.
learning to okay, let's find some time today or for 6 months or for a year, and like a discipline. You say, okay, I'm gonna wake up today at 6 and I'm gonna write that script and finish it, and then I'm gonna move on and do my storyboard, or I mean, break down the script, and then the next time maybe I can convince other people to help me out to do things. So I mean, it's about the process. At the end of the day, if you are able to do cool things, that's great. If you are not, at least you learned. So maybe next time you can do better. I think this is how I see it, because I would love to do some similar things as well, as short movies, or I like. Sometimes I don't have the chance to work with. I mean, people that I met, but I did not have the chance to. Sorry, the chance to work with. So it's like a nice gathering, with other people, and mainly learning from others, from different levels. Sometimes you learn from people that just, landed in the industry. So I totally agree with you guys, and the way how you see things, and how the future should be, or at least some part of it.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't continue in drawing. That somehow at some point I just stopped drawing. I used to draw episodes for Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
me
know?
too, man. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man. I was crazy about Donatello, especially. That was my favorite one. That I used to draw.
Is he the
like,
pizza eater?
I forgot.
They all eat pizza. No, the one who was crazy about pizza was
Michelangelo, yeah, exactly.
The one with Mencheko. Donatello was the one with his genius.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. He's the most clever one.
Yeah, I was crazy about drawing them and doing episodes, and this guy Shredder chasing them. And I was like, I used to have big, what do you call it, like drawing cheats. That's just. And also, I was crazy about Green. Tizer, I don't know if you know about him or not. This Japanese animation about robots.
Which one? Like every Japanese is about robots.
Yeah, almost.
No, I mean
He's
I'm
like-
joking, but it's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved
Anyway,
Akira when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, Akira. I was a big fan.
But
Yeah, I mean, I used to draw when I was little, like Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
I never
Z.
watched that one. But I remember.
Yeah, it was popular back
I remember
then.
when we went to this comic book school where we draw.
Yeah.
Found out Akira by accident, and it was
Mm.
original Japanese edition,
Oh wow. Okay.
which was actually even more interesting because I didn't realize they're reading backward.
Ah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I was reading like you used to read,
Yeah.
and it's even more fucked up story, right? It's like like he doesn't have a hand and suddenly he has a hand. And for me, that as 14 years, that's like, whoa. Like first, it's all amazingly drawn. And secondly, it's like, what's this story about?
Yeah. It's
And I
unbelievable.
didn't understand anything. It was a Japanese text, right?
Mm.
And then someone told me you're reading it. You
Backwards.
should read it like backwards to be right. So but I didn't start. I was like crazy. Like I was obsessed with those drawings.
Yeah.
And I understood the story nevertheless, you know. I mean, and not really because the story is not really linear. It's not like you can interpret some things as you like, but I couldn't stop drawing those things. It was like I still love it.
That's good. I would like to see that.
Cool, man.
Drawings or
Yeah.
Akira?
The drawings that you did.
God knows where they are.
Yeah, man. I tried to search for them before. I couldn't find them. I just after I moved from my mother's house, got married. When I went back, I didn't find anything.
Yeah, that's a shame. So
think-
because you don't maybe, I mean, they don't particularly have a value back then, but they have
Yeah.
big value now.
Yeah, man.
It's
I would like to
yeah,
show this
yeah,
to
definitely. So many things that you do when
Yeah.
you're a kid, you don't care about it,
Yeah.
or when you're a teenager, and that's just. I mean,
I would like to continue on the question. What I would like to do, I'm not thinking like I never actually did a proper painting. I always used to draw, but I never did like painting, you know, with oils or with watercolors.
Yeah, me
I would
neither.
like to do it at some point as well.
I don't
sounds
know
like
if
fun.
I'm good at it, but yeah, because you guys know how to draw. I don't know. I'm not. Maybe make more sense for you, like because you know how to draw. So I don't know if maybe it's fun to do, not necessarily.
Why not?
I don't know. I have to try actually.
I know this guy who was is a really creative guy, but he used to wear a little booklet every day with himself and watercolors in his pocket, and he
Okay.
would like when he goes to the lunch, he would do something very quickly, but it was really cool. Like I was browsing through it and I was like seeing familiar sites around London, but they had some interesting twist that you miss, when you see like from his own vision how he sees the everyday stuff that you can see, and it's super relaxing as well, I think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back.
Cool.
I know it's kind of the same thing, but just finish few questions and let me know if you
man.
need to add anything later. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Yeah.
So I will do it with Alex this time. Then I will go back to you, Mohamed Raof. Just not to scare you. Are you or have you ever considered taking your skills and putting them to use to develop the industry in your country?
I wouldn't say I developed any industry back in my country. Because early on I decided I want to go do something else. But at some point in the future I would like to maybe, if I go back, I would like to develop it from my experience from here.
Yeah.
Because I think,
What do you mean from here? You're like remotely or?
well,
Oh, you mean your experience that you?
my experience that I gained
You gain from here. Yeah.
both working and living here
Of
back
course.
home.
Yeah.
maybe at some point. But back when I was home, I wasn't even that influential, or I wasn't driven by some desire to have some studio or anything. I was more like just wanted to do cool things and be like, part of some little puzzle.
Well, you said at some point you wanted to be teacher. So because teaching could be valuable as well. I mean, you could share your knowledge back home.
Yeah.
I mean, teaching is already a big thing.
But I never
could
did
be.
any professional teaching, it's just something that I found interesting. Maybe I would do it. It's something that time will tell, if I would have time or if I would have will, or if even like 3D would be maybe the old thing, maybe something new will show up and nobody will be interesting anymore. And I'll be like old guy, with old techniques that
obsolete. We don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, we don't know how it's gonna go. To be honest, it's unbelievable how fast it goes. I mean, 10 years ago and now we would never think.
Exactly. I mean, technology that we use now, I couldn't use like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When we worked on Jungle Book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would love to use it back then because I think some things would look even better.
But few things that were used now, foundations was built from Jungle Book, like for instance, all the things that we did in previous for Lion King or whatever
Yeah,
we're
of
using
course.
now in Mandalorian. Some foundations were built on Jungle Book from Jungle
Yeah.
Book. So yeah, it's like feeling being a little piece of a puzzle or something.
Yeah. But to answer the question, I mean, I didn't do anything big back home in that regard, which doesn't mean I won't.
It's more like a question for the future, not necessarily now, but would you consider?
It's possible. It's possible. We'll see where I would end up because I'm still not sure. But yeah, why not? I mean, I'm always happy to share the experience, and because I one of the things that I sometimes do mind is when people start to get lost in technicalities, because we're all kind of artistic in a way. We entered this because we want to be artistic rather than pressing, numbers or pressing publish button or something. I think that should be obsolete in the future. So if I could have a chance to put my vision how that should be done, I would be happy to accept it, just because I think we should be creating and that's it. We shouldn't care about any technical stuff. That should be out of the equation, I think. If you want to do it like on yourself, like you say, yeah, I really want to dig deep into this Python and build something cooler. But otherwise, I think we should just create, and we should be limitless in that way. We should just do stuff.
What about you, Mohamed Raof?
Yeah. I think I'm still in the very beginning. I mean, I'm in a very early stage where I say that I have really experience that I could add to the industry in my country. At some level, as I said before, I don't mind to help anyone with my knowledge. If you're stuck at something, or if you want to know how to do things, or even if you want to ask me about general questions about the field. But I didn't reach the point that where I feel that I have experience now. I want to go back to my country or share this with them so they could get benefit. I think that's still, I'm not in this position now. Maybe in the far future, maybe, because I still feel that I got a lot to learn. Like, I'm not there yet. As I said, I'm on my second show now. Just started. I don't know.
Yeah, you're on the second show. It's true, like maybe in a big international company, but you still have a lot of experience from different, from freelancing, from even, I mean, experience from a small studio, even in remote places on the planet. It's still valuable, in my opinion, because people again see things differently from each perspective. No?
I know, yeah, I appreciate this really. I mean, but I know I still feel like, as I told you, that I still have a lot to achieve really before I like if I would say that that's it now. That means that I stopped learning now. Like
No, not
once I feel
necessarily.
that I have something to share, so it means that I reached my limit. So now let's go back and share the knowledge, or something like this. No, I still feel that I didn't even achieve like 10% from what I want to achieve in this career,
I
in this
see. Yeah.
field.
That's cool feeling though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I'm not saying I would as well go straight away and do something. You know, I still think I have
No,
a
I mean,
lot to do. You know,
not necessarily. When I say, you can go back and participate to festivals or talks or
yeah. Although nobody called
big
me,
events. Yeah, because maybe people don't know you.
maybe.
That's the thing. I mean, it's not necessarily.
No,
yeah.
I'm just saying like
No.
there were a couple, but I was never like invited or anything.
Yeah.
I would, but
You could help in many ways actually. You could help by now because I don't know if thanks to COVID, but now it's like we discovered that we can do many things online and we can learn from each other, and share knowledge with others.
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's not necessarily going back home and start an industry. No, I mean I feel like this is even a little bit like arrogant because I know I have the truth. You know nothing. No, it's not about that.
No, it's not
No,
like that.
exactly.
Actually, I would feel honored if someone would ask me, "Come help us." We need your opinion
exactly.
about
Yeah, that's
this."
what.
That would be great
This
honor
is
for me.
how I
really.
see it. Actually, it's not like
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
know I have the truth. I know everything, and you are. Yeah,
Yeah, I get your point.
yeah, you are useless. It's not about that. It's more like help building, or let's say even little bit like sharing advice or feedback. This is already helping because I mean we have a lot of experience so far. I mean we have a lot of experience in VFX anyways. Whatever it's in a big studio and a small studio, it's experience.
True.
I mean,
But I'm not gonna. I mean, personally, I would never chase something like that.
No, of
because
course
I don't
not.
have time or dedication.
That's why this is like a future question,
Yeah.
like maybe 10,
But
20
if somebody
years.
would,
of course,
I wouldn't be. I would be happy to share my
Yeah,
experience. But
That's-
I don't really have time to chase those things.
No,
you know?
we won't. I mean, it's not the point. I mean, when we work in our field, we don't necessarily
have time to do anything.
Yeah, that's one thing, and the other thing is you always focus on the future and say, okay, I want to, as Mohamed Raof said, I may be not good enough to share my knowledge now, so this is humbling in a way. Say, okay, let me keep pushing, let me learn new
Mohamed
things.
is super humble, maybe
Yeah,
even
yeah.
too humble. You know, He's
Yeah.
like, I achieved
sure
just
he is.
1%. I have 99 more to do. You know. You did more than many people I know that's been in the industry for years.
Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
That's cool, man. Yeah, and you guys are really awesome. Really. You always meet very amazing people in this industry.
No,
really.
I don't think you would like to work with me, but thank you very much.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
we were sitting behind each other at some
Yeah.
point, yeah? Who would say that? I mean, an FX guy and an environment artist.
But that was
And
cool, actually.
It was very cool, yeah.
Because in every other places I worked on, it was kind of harder separation.
Yeah, no, that was very cool. And Alex teach me 3ds Max. I still don't know how it works. No, just because I don't want to know how it works. That's it.
Because my first software ever was 3D. I don't know. It was called Studio Max. Or
Yeah,
Studio
back then it
still
was
on
called
it.
Studio Max.
Yeah, it was belonged to Discrete or Cinema. What was the name of the
Discrete.
company? It was before Discrete.
Before. Oof, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's ancient.
Yeah,
Person
I
who
know.
knows the name of the company before Discrete thinks he just achieved 1%.
I was not.
That's super humble.
I'm not
you know.
even sure that I was born then.
But I still remember my first time when I got my hand on this software and I draw a cube in the viewport and I start rotating around it. Just this. And
Are
I
you a
was like,
pharaoh
yeah,
or-
this is what I want. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when was that? you look young to me. You don't look like you are in your 60s.
92, 93.
Yeah.
Like 98 something.
Ah, okay, yeah, 98. Yeah, I was too young. 98, I was.
What do you mean?
I was born 1984. I was like, I was 13 or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, I was born 1981. It's not too far.
yeah, wait, yeah. So 19 at that age, I did not even had a computer back then.
Well, I had, but I couldn't do much. to
Yeah, I
be
could.
honest.
Yeah, I did not have a computer at that
I was
time.
drawing in some 3D architect program or something.
Oh wow, yeah, no. I really discovered. I had a computer. I was 16, I think. I had first time I had a computer at home. I was 16, I think.
Okay.
It's but I was keen on. I mean, I had a lot of video games. I was like crazy,
Oh yeah.
but never had a computer. I always had.
Well, I was thinking recently with a friend of mine. I think because I traded my Super Nintendo for computer,
That's a bad idea.
I realized
don't
that was a really stupid
Yeah,
idea.
that's a bad idea.
Because back then PC was not even like it's not what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a floppy disk, and you
Yeah, and
can't do much
and
with the floppy
graphic
disk.
was shit, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, now, of course, you have amazing computers, but
Wow.
video games like classic like PlayStation or PS4, PS5 are way better than computers, even if we have like a crazy resolution in computers. But it's a different way of playing or gaming, I would say.
Yeah, and the thing is that I was thinking that back then I had this like okay, if I have a computer, I'm gonna make my own game. But I didn't have resources. I didn't have. I could afford only. It's not even Pentium back then, so it was like
Oh wow, yeah. Celeron or I think no.
486 something.
Ah wow, okay.
It was kind of.
It's blurry now.
Huh?
It's blurry. I don't remember.
It's blurry, but it wasn't like top of the line, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad, but like in 2 years' time, it was really bad.
Yeah.
So everything that came 2 years after that was unusable on my computer. So it took me ages to get something decent, and in the meantime, I could enjoy Super Nintendo and play amazing video games.
Yeah, we didn't even have internet at home at this time.
No one.
And we used to go to cyber cafes.
Yeah. I remember that.
Well, do you know how I got my
When-
Super Nintendo? That's
No.
a story to tell.
No.
I smuggled it from Hungary.
Seriously?
Yeah. Because, like I said, it was sanctions, right?
Oh,
we
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
do
yeah.
anything, but in Hungary, they would let us come in and trade with us on the local flea market.
Mm.
So I got money that I was collecting for a year, and because I couldn't find Super Nintendo, I could find one, but it was expensive. Like it was like super crazy price. I had this idea that I could buy in Hungary cheaper, and we went with my brother and my father to Hungary, and I sneaked out from them to go to the store to find
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo, and I found Super Nintendo, but on the border they wouldn't let me
Ah, okay.
with that. So my father was like, "Okay, screw them," you know. So he removed the seat of the car and put it under the seat and put back and I two cartridges that I had, I put in my pockets, right? Took us 10 attempts to cross the border, you know, and I think in the end they were just like had a change or something. So the new guys were like, "Okay, go through." My passport was destroyed with decline.
Oh,
Yeah. But again, like what kind of people? Like if I'm on the border and see the kid with Super Nintendo, I'd be like, yeah, go, whatever, you know. So I think those people, whoever they are, you know, screw you. So yeah, I got Super Nintendo like that. And then I have to give it up when I wanted a PC. They were like, well, I can't have both, you know.
yeah. You have to choose.
Yeah. So I chose badly.
Yeah, well, back then when you were young, we not necessarily know.
I wonder if some people wonder what is Super Nintendo if they watch now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Oh yeah, I
is
forgot
that Switch?
I forget about that. Yeah, it's like 20 years old now or something, even more. No, more.
I think it's more.
Yeah, 30
No,
years.
I started career 20 years ago. Man.
Yeah, no. It's like 30 years ago. Yeah,
Maybe
wow,
even more.
even more. Yeah, well, I think they celebrated like 34 or 35 birthday of Mario like 4 years ago. Oh wow, yeah, 30 birthday of Mario like 30 years ago.
Yeah, but they
sorry,
started on
5
these
years ago.
old systems, like
Oh yeah, okay.
not even Super Nintendo was like fourth version of what they were using before.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. So I still have one question left, but we can improvise later. But I will just ask this question. Yeah, let's do for let's go back to Mohamed Raouf now.
Oh no!
How do you see the industry in the next 20 years?
From the perspective of the viewers, the people who want to watch movies, I think people now want to go back to more drama. They don't want to watch more CG in the movies. I got this feeling that people want now to focus with the story because they are overwhelmed with the amount of CG that they see in the movies.
Yeah.
But this is like opinion I hear from time to time from different people, or you see some articles on the internet. But the AI might really take over. There was a movie made before. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was about that they are like cloning the actors and actress, and they put them like inside the machine, and they can take all the emotions and everything for them. And now, the actor himself, he doesn't need to be in the film anymore by himself. Like they already own him as a digital copy. So I think this might happen somehow because now with the digidoubles and all these things, like you don't know really if this was the actor or was a stunt and he replaced his face and all these things. So yeah, what I want to say is that the AI might take in this particular area, like just like when you don't need actors to act anymore by themselves. Like you get a contract, we own your character as an actor, and that's it. So no matter if you grow old or whatever it is, we still have you in your 30s. So you keep acting in your 30s, something like this.
Yeah, it's like a mirror of yourself or clone, but AI.
Yeah. If you're talking about 20 years from now, of course, I don't know. This is not going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, it's in general. It could be yeah, because for instance, I know ILM used some AI for Avengers or stuff like that. To
Did they?
yeah.
For what?
For I've always forget his name. The bad guy.
Thanos?
Thanos.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Thanos.
I mean, you should be
Sorry.
ashamed of
Thanos knew
yourself.
that you
I
didn't
should
We are
Nobody
sorry,
knows.
viewers, for Abdel's
I'm really sorry.
incompetence in this.
Yeah.
Thanos will come
The
now
problem
to
is I
you.
worked in some of those movies.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I still forget his name. Sorry, Thanos. Like facial reconstruction or stuff like that using AI.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, we are using AI for certain things in our industry,
Yeah.
but I think people are trying it on roto as well or much moving. So they teach the machine how to do things.
Oh yeah, I mean, they better be. That's the worst
Yeah, of
part of
course.
the job. Like.
Yeah. So, yeah. More. Yeah. So, in the future, you think AI could replace actors?
Yeah, of course. This could happen sooner than you think.
Yeah. We never know.
Yeah.
I think they're already doing that, isn't it?
I have no idea. Are you doing it? They are doing it.
Well, I couldn't recall because it's late, but I think I saw something like that. That they're already doing kind of. They're signing a contract with families to use the characters for the future use or something.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's happening.
But not on a bigger scale. I think it's gonna explode, but I don't know.
What do you think, Alex? How do you see the industry in the next 20 years?
I really can't foresee, but I hope that traditional movies will remain. Like
yeah, me
theater,
too. Actually, yeah.
like old school way. But I think they're gonna figure out something fancy that's gonna be for entertaining purposes. Like I'm still looking forward to the holodeck from Star Trek. That would be interesting, Like full 3D immerse experience when you participate in a film or a game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting to see if that's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
develop. And probably they're going to do lots of those AI tweaks and modifications of the movies, you know. Probably going to see AI version of our favorite movies, you know. Fixed stuff, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if this is healthy. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like when Mohamed Raof said, some movies or content are I mean, there is too many CG or VFX on it. I agree with that. Sometimes it's not justified. Sometimes they're just there just to make it a little bit more beautiful, but not necessarily. I mean, I don't see it more beautiful. It's ugly actually sometimes. I would rather see like more focused work, like, you know, special effects where it should be, and visual effects where needed or where should be. I don't disagree with Nolan when he says, yeah, I mean, he doesn't necessarily like VFX, but he's one of the he's using it so much. But the way how he uses it, it's always helps the story or the storytelling to improve. I mean, it improves the storytelling a lot. But yeah, it's a shame now. Sometimes we see a lot of unjustified CG or VFX or even special effects. So not. I mean, it's just let's do cool pictures, but we don't care about the story anymore, as we used to like 20 years ago. Maybe I'm too old, but yeah.
I think I'm sitting tonight with two VFX haters, actually. Only bitching about too much VFX, you know.
No, I think it's good to put it in a... I would like to, if I have the chance to do something, I would like to do less is more. You know, it's better to do less and good things rather than see it everywhere. And
so, since you mentioned Nolan, I'm curious. I have a question for you and Mohammed now. If you would have an opportunity to work with some author or some franchise that you could choose, who would that be?
yeah, no, yeah, more than one. I would say Alfonso Cuarón, because I really liked a few of his movies, like Children of Men, Roma. Well, Roma is not my favorite, but yeah, the third episode of Harry Potter was not bad at all, even if I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter as a whole. I know I'm gonna make a lot of haters, but it's fine. But
Unfollow.
Unfollow, yeah, it's fine. You can ban me. I accept. And yeah, I really liked the burst of idea. I don't know if you, of course, you know. I'm sure you know, guys, the director of District 9 and Elysium, and which is Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
But he did at some point he did a YouTube channel. I forget the name of the channel, but it was amazing. It was like experimental short movies with Unity, I think, and it was very. I mean, the concept was amazing. Yeah, and I would love to work like with some directors like indie, let's say like Jeff Nichols or the director of Midnight Special. I don't know if you saw that movie or you guys saw the movie. Yeah, those yeah. Favreau, I mean, we worked a little. I mean, not closely, but we worked in the same movies. But I don't like of how he deal with things or managing things. But yeah, but since we already worked on his movies, so yeah, if I had to choose something that I never worked with, yeah, I would say those people, yeah, those persons, yeah, those guys.
What about you, Mohammed?
Yeah, I think I was crazy about Lord of the Rings, and then came the Hobbits. So yeah, if I would work with Peter Jackson on these movies, that would be great. And the environment that I saw in this movie was amazing, really. Like whenever you get the chance to rewatch these movies again, like you feel the same feeling that you felt at the first time. And also, I really loved the trilogy of Mad Max, and then the Mad Max Fury Road, the last one with George Miller. I mean, I was crazy about Mad Max at the beginning, as an action movie. It was done in the 80s without any special effects,
Yeah,
just
nothing.
pure stunt and
Without money.
and
Literally nothing.
madness. Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's called Mad Max.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe we're onto something now, you know?
But I really consider this one of the most amazing action movies that ever made. Like, you can see action movies came after this, and you feel that uh, they are taking something from Mad Max, really.
Yeah, it's sorry to interrupt. What I liked about Miller's approach is he never write a script. He do storyboards. He just do storyboards. He never write a script. So
Really?
he hire a bunch of storyboard artists, and they
bounce ideas. Well,
yeah, it's like he knows what he wants, apparently.
uh-huh.
But he works a lot with storyboard artists. He never, I think, apparently he never write a script. If you wanna see what your as an actor, if you wanna see your part, you have to watch the words, the words of storyboards, which is
Never knew about this.
yeah, it's a very great. I mean, yeah, I saw some documentaries or making of this. It's super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Alex? Which one would you prefer?
Someone from 90s, I would say. Some director.
You did not say if it's live or dead.
What do you mean?
If the I mean, if the creative person or director that we would like to work with
You,
is alive or should
yeah,
be
yeah.
his.
I mean, I just said whatever you want. Like,
Yeah,
you know, it don't have to
okay.
be necessarily alive.
Yeah.
Maybe you can also add to this if there is any project that you would like to participate, but you didn't have a chance. But if you could, you would. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. So many of them. So many, yeah. Especially, I always was in love with game cinematics. Always.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I don't know why, but there is something about
It's
them.
short form and
Yeah, you worked in the Love, Death, and Robot.
yeah.
Well, how the second one is called? Is it the same? Death, Love, and Robot.
Yeah, it's just second season.
Yeah, it's season 2, right?
Season 2.
I mean, I did not fall in love with all of them. I mean, the first season, but to be honest, there is few of them are very, very
Yeah.
well written, very well
Yeah.
executed.
Yeah.
I feel like this talks to me. I mean, I don't know. That's something that I would like. Here you go. That's something that I would love to do, like a series of short movies. Not
Yeah.
necessarily CG. Could be live action. Could be a combination of live action and 2D animation and 3D animation.
What is also cool is that if you don't like the episode, you're not disappointed you wasted 2 hours on it. You just
It's
wasted
short.
10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's amazing. And there is some true art pieces there. That's wow. Some of them are mind blowing. It's
There is very cool stuff. Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, I know you are not allowed to say anything, and it's gonna be released soon, right? 14th of May, I think. The second
I
episode.
think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure
But
about it, but
As far as I know, it's gonna be additional season or something like that. But I don't know details really.
there is a third season. I heard of that.
Yeah.
But it's not now. This is 2022, I think.
I'm
not sure.
I don't know many details. I'm not sure when the episode I'm working on is gonna be released. To be honest.
Yeah.
But it was very creative and very fun. In a years, I would say.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I worked a little bit in Cyberpunk 2077 game cinematic.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but I was a little bit involved with the. I can't say the task because people will ask me to do it. I won't say what I did on it. So, but yeah, it was. It was super interesting, but mainly the company where I work. I mean, it was in Goodbye Kansas, and it was super nice experience. And I can say it's one of the best experience I had in my career actually, as an FX artist. It's very very. I don't know. Maybe I think Scandinavian countries are living in another planet.
They do.
Yeah. People are very nice. I don't know. The approach is different. Everything is different. The way how they deal with the artist, they deal with the clients. It's different approach, and I think this is the future actually. How the way how they work.
Maybe, But I don't know if other Western countries are ready for the order of the Scandinavian countries.
I don't know.
You need to train
Yeah.
them a lot to be this.
Yeah. So yeah, and I interrupted you. So you said creative people from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like who, for example?
Well, when I was a kid, from the commercial stuff, I really liked Paul Verhoeven.
Okay.
And I would like to work on. I would like if I could have the opportunity to work on his movies, not just the Troopers that I mentioned, but also like RoboCop or original Total Recall.
Yeah.
I really like this kind of not so serious approach of the 90s, where but there's still watchable movies. Like I watched RoboCop recently; it's still holding pretty well. I mean, obviously effects were not always so polished, but you don't mind it.
We don't care. I mean,
you just enjoy the movie. And also, I like the early Fincher, like Seven was one of my own favorite movies in the 90s.
Yeah, Seven, Fight Club.
Like the mentioned Blizzard cinematics are also super awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the early 2000.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, I want to add Blade Runner as well. Blade Runner.
Yeah, if you go back to old movies, that's another story. If you start from there, then I think we need 2 other episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade Runner for sure. Yeah, I mean, so many of them. What I like about is the process. You know, the process of doing those movies were unbelievable.
And what do you think? What is the movie that changed the industry in a way? Our industry. What's the point where things start to be more effects driven?
I think it's Star Wars.
You think? I'm gonna tell you my theory.
I think, I mean, the way how we see VFX now.
No, not how we see VFX now, but where VFX became predominantly used more and more extensively than it was before. Because even before you had...
Maybe Avatar.
I think Matrix,
Avatar,
maybe.
I think it's Matrix.
Yeah. Matrix, yeah, maybe.
The way they used to shoot with 360 cameras.
Maybe, yeah. I would say, well, I'm sure that Lord of the Rings as well is part of how the industry changed.
And my final question for tonight is, what do you think, which movie, game, or anything is underrated and you think it deserves more praise?
Oh my God, so many of them.
Really? Give me one example. Something but I want it underrated, not like when you go on the street and people say like, yeah, Lord of the Rings or Matrix. I want something that you like, yeah, this is good, but people don't really appreciate it.
Recent example, I would say Midnight Special. I think this movie is underrated. There's a little bit of VFX on it and it works pretty well. Games, I don't know because I stopped playing games since some time now. But
it can be anything, book, commercial.
I mean, yeah, let me think. I think a lot of indie movies. I feel like they are underrated. And
but is there any like blockbuster that you think went under the radar and didn't really deserve it? Like was really good, but people just weren't ready for it.
Children of Men, for sure. I mean, Children of Men.
This movie was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was released, I think, in 2004, and 10 years later, when you watch it, you feel like you are living in the Brexit. This movie, I think it cost a lot of money, but did not end up doing well in theaters. So, but it's a shame because it's like, I mean, it's like Shawshank Redemption, for example. Shawshank Redemption was not a big success when it got released to the theaters, but later on it was like a huge success. I mean, over time it became a success.
It's still number 1 on IMDb, right?
Yeah.
I think
it was for a long time.
Yeah. There is a movie of Francis Ford Coppola. I need to. I think it's. I forget the name of that movie. It's an amazing movie.
Godfather.
No,
I'm
no.
joking.
Underrated Godfather. No. I don't know if it's Stroke or I forget the name, but I think it's in Argentina. It was a long time ago, and the movie is very good, but it went under the radar. There is a movie that inspired I think it's The Departed. You know,
Yeah.
Infernal
Infernal
Affair.
Affairs, yeah.
The Chinese movie. That was a very good one, and
I didn't have a chance to watch, but everyone tells
yeah,
me you
I
should watch.
actually I watched Infernal Affair before The Departed, and I was disappointed when I saw The Departed because
Okay.
Infernal Affair was well, The Departed was like, okay, let's hire the biggest
Hollywood stars, yeah.
the A-listers of Hollywood, and yeah, let's give them a lot of money and do a movie. Yeah, thank you very much. And then they won the Oscar of the best adaptation. Yeah, thank you. So okay, it's useless. There is a lot of director. There is well, he's not underrated anymore because he won an Oscar already. He's Farhadi. He's Iranian director. He did the Salesman. He won an Oscar actually. I think it's for the Salesman. In general, there is a lot of underrated cinema, not necessarily a movie or for instance, there is Russian directors are most of the time underrated comparing to let's say Hollywood or Western movies, and they're very nice. I mean, they're very nice movies. But well, of course, I don't speak Russian or even any Slav language, but you can feel that there is so much work on the script, and it's not necessarily a movie. It's more like sometimes like an entire cinema from a country or
Experience.
yeah, exactly.
I like European cinema, but I think that's one of the loss of the new age.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it exists, but nobody's advertising it.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, we're not putting it in the front pages anymore. Now I feel like okay, we're just watching. I don't know, 700 movies that Hollywood release every year, and from those 700, maybe if you are lucky, we have four good ones or five. And good, it's a good. I mean, it's not good. It's okay. I mean, that's the next. I don't know, but this COVID thing. I think, for example, the Mauritanian.
Yeah.
I don't know if this went to the theaters. I think.
No, I think it went straight to.
No, yeah, but if it will go to theaters, I think this could do well. I think, but I don't know because I think in the UK at least only Amazon is releasing it.
That's where I watched it.
Yeah, me too. The movie is amazing. Same with the Sound of Metal.
I haven't seen that one.
Riz Ahmed. So yeah, there is. I like those type of movies. Like not too much money. Again, like Jeff Nichols when he did The Shelter or Mad. I don't know if you saw Mad with Matthew McConaughey.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a good movie as well. It's same director, Jeff Nichols. He's an indie director. He's doing very great job with the money that they're giving him, like around maybe 9 million, something like that.
Nice. What about you, Mohammed?
Yeah, but underrated movies, you mean? Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
I agree with Abdul Halim that the indie movies are really underrated. That no one just paying attention. You just want to focus with the big movies that comes from Hollywood. I started to watch indie movies and foreign movies 5 years ago maybe, and I found that there are really some great movies that no one ever hear about. It's sad that they don't get good recognition, and I don't remember really something specific, but from time to time, like you watch a movie that got a very bad reviews, but for some reason you decide just to watch it, to see it, and it turned out to be like a very good movie in all aspects, like directing and writing and VFX and everything. So you'll be wondering why did this happen to this movie. So you don't know really. So yeah.
It's interesting because again, sometimes you do the good decision, to watch those movies with very low amount of stars, or underrated, like
Yeah.
rate two stars or
Mm.
sometimes zero, and you say, okay, it's 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Can
You know,
I see something?
yeah.
I don't know.
I stopped watching trailers for a while now because trailers are very misleading now. Like sometimes they do now the trailer to be much better than the movie. It's not about just telling you what you are about to see in the movie. No, it's just they really want to sell the movie very bad, so they make the trailer so great.
Yeah, sometimes the shot that you're gonna see in the trailer, you won't see them in the movies.
Yeah,
In the movie.
so somehow I only see maybe the teaser of the movie, something like this, or maybe the first trailer. I never watched the second trailer now again. That's gonna spoil
You know
everything.
what? Now you bring this. Have you guys noticed that no one gives a shit about the posters anymore?
Yeah,
True.
somehow.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but this used to be something.
But I'm pretty sure there are some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but most of the time, okay, they putting a bunch of people one behind the other.
You talk about superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, not only those ones, but most of the time, yeah. I mean, it's like someone have to show us his face, or I don't know. It's very hard to find a very creative poster those days. Super, super hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what is my favorite poster, but I can't recall now. Maybe because it's late, but there were a couple of good ones in the past.
Yeah. I kind of miss that vibe from the 70s, 70s, 80s.
I mean the drone one.
Yeah, those drawing ones.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool.
Well, they did something similar for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There is a drone version of the
Yeah.
of the
Once,
poster.
yeah. Yeah, that was it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, but I have a
Yeah.
question for Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you don't work anymore in your portfolio, like adding just personal work to your portfolio? Like the last thing I saw for you, maybe it was like in 2012, something like this.
I've seen worse.
I just don't finish them, so I don't show them. But I have some that are on my hard drive, and I do a lot of drawings. And my latest personal project is this what I'm doing now, which is slightly bigger.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll see something. I really hope.
Yeah, cool.
But I would like to have time. It's just like sometimes you just don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be in the zone. I need to focus just on that. But everyday struggle, survival, hunting jobs, thinking about contracts doesn't really put you in the. Can put you really in the zone when you say, "Yeah, I'm going to do something," for myself. But you're right. I definitely should. I should finish one of those stuff. I know. I actually admire people that with full-time jobs have time to do personal projects.
Yeah, it's super hard. Super, super hard.
But I'm also super critical with me in the last 10 years. So sometimes I think this is just not good enough, and then I see somebody come with something similar and people just love it. And I'm like, well, I tend to be overly critical over my stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is how we progress. I think is sometimes it's not good to be too. I mean, too much is not. It's not good like everything. But
well, sometimes I also overthink. It's like I want to do something, and I have to think from production point of view how I wanted. Before I had a bit more naive approach. It was like go brute force and just do it. But now I'm thinking like, how can I optimize this? How can I do this? How can And then I start, for example, I start something new, and then all of a sudden, okay, I need new knowledge from something from Houdini, for example, and I start learning this entire field, and then this starts to fade, and I no longer have this drive because I start investing myself in learning this new tool, and it's like never-ending circle. Or if day has 58 hours, I might finish all of it.
What about you, Abdhalim? Do you find time to do your personal work or to work on your own time?
Well, we tried to do. That is super hard until COVID happened. When COVID happened, the second part of like 6 months ago, something like that, when we decided to launch the podcast, we said, "Hey, let's try to do like like an intro or something, at least to work with people that we always try to work together, but we did not. I mean, we never had the time to do it, so we said, okay, let's try to force. It was super hard, super hard. It was not a big thing, but it was super hard to do because we were jammed by work and coordinating everyone. One of my friends is in Paris, the other one is in Vancouver, some others are in North Africa, so it's super hard to coordinate with all those people and find the time to do it. We did it. We did something, but let's say it's the first step to maybe other things. But before that, it was almost impossible with the. Let's try to calculate how many hours a day you have. So if you live in London, if you work 1 hour away from your let's say your facility or place of work, you need 2 hours and you need 1 hour to go, 1 hour to come back if you're lucky. So that means, and more or less, you never finish on time. You never finish at 6 or 6:30. You will always finish at 7:15 or something like that. So if you arrive at home at 9, and if you have a family, 9, it's already. That's it. You finish.
Yeah.
So you have a shower, you have some dinner, and it's already 10:30. So it's very hard, but that's why we took advantage of COVID to do something. I think we will never be able to do that again.
Yeah,
It's
I also
very
started
hard.
doing my own screenplay because of the COVID.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I would, but
It's same thing for me actually. What about you, Mohamed Raof? Do you find the time
No,
to do
yeah.
personal projects?
No, I agree with you. I decided to freelance back in 2016 because there was no time at all to work on your portfolio. I agree with you. When you have a full-time job and you have to transport and decide your personal life and all these things, it's very, very difficult to work on something. So yeah, you wait for any chance for like long vacation or something like this, so you could plan something and hope it will work. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, it's super hard. I would love to. I have so many, like everyone else, have a lot of ideas and would like to do some lot of collaboration. I'm very lucky. I know a lot of people around me who very skilled and not all the time, but sometimes would like to work with me. So uh, I feel lucky about that. But again, it's the time. Time
Yeah,
and be persistent over time. Okay, we start something now, but we have to finish it.
yeah.
Even if we are not super happy about it, but we have to finish it because we can at least um, learn from it, and we can do like ask ourselves question after doing what did we do wrong, what we would do better next time, and this you learn from it so much. Even if the project is not amazing, you don't care. It's okay. We can do better next time. We learn to work together because not everyone is seeing the same thing from the same perspective.
yeah,
So I like teamwork. I like working with other people. I hate working by just okay. Okay, let's do some fire or whatever. Okay, and then what? But if you do it in a project, it's it's funnier. Like I did
yeah,
some sparks, for instance, for the demo. I felt that it's funnier. It's funnier because we are all together doing something. It's not by myself. Yeah, let's do an explosion. Then what?
But I think generally, and this is gonna be my final question in a way. unless we delve into something deeper. But I feel that sometimes we work more than we actually need to, in a way that sometimes it's necessary to push a little bit, but there is so many days that I think we could just take the day off and nobody would even notice.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Like I know the friend of mine who is working for a small place that's working for Epic, and I'm not gonna go into details.
Mhm.
But they have every second Friday off, and they don't necessarily feel it. Like it's a big loss.
I mean, I have a friend of mine who used to have a studio in Spain, and they was not working every day. They were working 3 days a week, from 9 to 5. And they did that for years. Nothing. I mean, they were having an amazing life. No overtime.
Because sometimes I feel like we would be equally productive with 3 days a week.
Yeah,
And maybe
I
when
think-
it's really
well, it
necessary,
depends. Yeah, of course.
you
of
could
course.
stay 4 or 5 days
Yeah, but yeah.
and have, for example, because we can, like, when I'm thinking about it and continuation of the story about personal projects, usually on Friday you're just taking your time to relax from the week,
Yeah.
but Sunday you're already preparing for the week that's coming.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
you
see what
kind of
mean.
miss at least one more day sometimes, like every second week, to have one day to chill and one day for yourself and then one day to prepare for the week next.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, how it's structured now, I don't think it's the best way to do it, but this is how we do it. I mean, 5 days a week, plus 40 hours, maybe more, depend. But yeah, I'm sure if with better optimization, the thing is, you need trust as well. You need to trust the people that you work with, and I don't think you can do that with everyone, because people, not everyone, but sometimes people are tempted to like take more to like exceed a bit, or let's say, okay, yeah, it's fine, I will work 2 days, or maybe I will work maybe.
Because I'm curious, like when you say also about that, like when I was working for Blur, for example, with some very creative people, and there was never a question of trust or anything. It was just like, we need this, you control your own time, you know.
Yeah, but Blur doesn't have like thousands of artists all over the globe. I mean, they have a lot of artists all over the globe, but it's I don't know how many people you are on the project, maybe 10, 15 or something like that. And most of them are like people that have been in the industry for like 15 or 20 years, most of the time.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the thing. I mean, you are talking with senior people that know how to.
But yeah, exactly to my point. There's lots of senior people that you could put together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you don't have to have mistrust.
No. I totally agree with you. I see what you mean. Of course, with this configuration, yes. But if you take it globally, most of the companies, I don't think it will work.
Because
If it's a small company like 20, 15, 30 people, even 100 people, I think you can manage it, even remotely. It doesn't matter how many time do you spend, to be honest. What matters is the result.
No, I know.
It doesn't matter if you spend 1 day or 1 hour, or 10. I mean, and of course, and if the job is, let's say, the bidding days is, let's say, 10 days. As long as you are less than 10 days or more or less 11 or something, it's fine. If you do it in 5 days or 3 days, but company, I don't know, but maybe they would think, yeah, okay, you did it in 5 days, let's do something else, or let's try to improve it.
Yeah.
But sometimes doesn't need improvement.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing.
Yeah, it's enough.
And the way I'm not in position to. I'm just asking a question because I'm curious. If I would have my own company. Theoretically speaking, if I have my own company, I wouldn't bring just, if I hire somebody, I would trust him because I hired him.
Of course.
And I would let him manage his own time and don't bore him with 500 meetings per day, or, if you did your work in 3 days, that's all that matters. Take 2 days off. I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's what we produce.
The result is the most important thing.
Who cares? Like, why do you need to show everyday progress? It's like, maybe I need 3 days, maybe sometimes I need 5 minutes.
Well, again, it's the structure of a lot of companies. Not all of them, but a lot of companies are structured like that. And
From my experience, many London places are structured similarly.
Yeah, they're very similar.
And they all suffer for the same problem, in my opinion, and that is too rigid structure in a way.
And my main issue is not all with all of them, but with some of them is like they don't think long term. Okay, we need this guy for X amount of time, and that's it. But you forget, like, maybe this person will work back again in 10 or 15 years time in your company, at your company. So it's good to give him like some freedom or some way for some breathe. If he have the space to breathe, he will give you even better than you expect him to give. What do you think, Mohamed Raof?
Yeah, for small scale, yeah, this might work. I agree, but somehow for big companies and big studios, you gotta apply something that will fit for everyone. You can't let people do whatever they want. So, because most of the time you got more than 100 people, artists working on the same project, so you can someone cannot say I'm not available tomorrow or at night or at the morning, so they all need to fit in one structure so they can all communicate together, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's a good idea, and I know it works. I know it works for small companies, that's for sure, between 20, 30 or even 100 people. Anything you want to add, guys, before we finish?
And we can keep adding till next year, not next day. So you gotta finish at some point, you know.
I think we are
from these conversations.
Right. Let's wrap it up.
I think we can do. I think we're gonna do a second one.
We can do a prequel, you know.
We can do a prequel.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Do it like a prequel.
Prequel, yeah. We do another one when you get back to London. You wanna add anything, Alex?
No, I'm good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mohamed Raof. Thank you, Alex, for being
guys.
with me today. It was great. I think I felt like we could. There is no ending for this. We can't end this one like that. I think we're gonna have another one.
We have to do a special about Dubai.
Yeah, we have to do a special about Dubai. About many things actually.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a nightmare for me editing all of this. But I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Mohamed Raof. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you, and thank you for the pizza.
Yeah, you are very welcome. Next time you will try the pizza, Mohamed Raof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And makes the best pizza in Chiswick. I can vouch for that.
And the cake.
Oh, and the cake. Yes, the cake was amazing. Yeah. Courtesy of your wife.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mohamed Raof. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone, for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye. And it's a wrap.